All right, so today we are going to break down one of the most universal moments of pure social panic. You know it, I know it, the awkward sidewalk dance. It's actually a fascinating case study in how our brains can just completely short-circuit in public, and we're going to dive into the psychology behind this hilarious internet-famous moment.
I mean, you know the feeling, right? You're just walking, minding your own business, someone's coming your way, and then, bam, you're suddenly locked in this bizarre, shuffling duel. You go left, they go left. You try to fix it by going right, and wouldn't you know it, so do they. It feels like it lasts an eternity, but it's really just a few seconds of absolute, uncut social panic.
So we're calling this the Sidewalk Synchronicity Paradox. It's that very specific, agonizing moment where two perfectly capable human brains somehow team up to fail at the simplest task imaginable. It's like a glitch in our social programming, and it's something that is universally, and let's be honest, painfully and hilariously understood.
And here's where our story begins, with just pure, unadulterated optimism. Our protagonist is just vibing, walking down the street, feeling good, completely unaware that their entire day is about to get hijacked by a complete stranger and a total system failure of social etiquette.
Okay, so how does it all go so wrong so fast? Well, it all kicks off with one single critical moment, the trigger. This is what starts the whole paradox.
And there it is. That's the trigger. That sharp little sound of surprise, that's basically the sonic boom of awkwardness. It's the involuntary signal that two people have just made accidental sustained eye contact. And with that, they have officially crossed the point of no return.
You say the fatal error is a chain reaction. It kicks off with that mutual glance, which is immediately followed by a panicked attempt to look anywhere else. But then, and this is the final blow, you both look back at the exact same time, confirming that you're both fully aware of the situation. You are now locked in, there's no escape.
So, now that the trap has officially been sprung, we enter phase 2. This is the physical and verbal collapse. This is the part where all known social scripts get thrown right out the window. Welcome to the dance.
And here we can see the core of the paradox in action. It is a perfect, tragic mirror image. Our protagonist steps left, and the stranger does the exact same thing. They both try to correct by stepping right, which only continues the cycle. See, they're both trying to solve the problem, but because they're perfectly in sync, they just make it worse. The panic is mutual, and you can just feel it escalating.
Now this is the sound of a brain desperately trying to reboot itself. That rapid-fire, hey, 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 isn't a greeting. No way. It's a verbal tick. It's a frantic attempt to fill the horrifying silence while the physical dance continues. It's communication literally breaking down into its most basic, repetitive, and completely useless form.
And from there, it just devolves into complete gibberish. This is supposed to be something like, you are, but the words can't even form properly anymore. We've just watched a full-on cognitive meltdown happen in less than 10 seconds.
Look, when a system has crashed this hard, a normal restart just isn't an option. The situation has become so unbearable that the only way out is through pure, unadulterated absurdity.
This is basically a psychological eject button. When social anxiety hits its absolute peak and there's no logical path forward, the mind just invents an illogical one. And in this case, it happens to be one of the most creative escape plans ever conceived.
And this escape isn't just chaos. It's practically a formal procedure. First, the protagonist's face twists in pure frustration. In response, the stranger initiates a helicopter spin. Then comes the ascension, the dramatic exit music, and a final, completely baffling farewell. The brain has chosen flight, in the most literal sense you can possibly imagine.
And our protagonist's reaction to a person literally spinning away into the sky? A deadpan, incredibly understated, nice. This right here is the comedic heart of the whole thing. When you're faced with the impossible, the only response left is just quiet, bewildered acceptance. It's the absolute perfect punchline to the absurdity.
And the choice of exit music is just masterful. Playing Gotcha is somebody that I used to know, this super dramatic breakup anthem, for the departure of a total stranger you just met. It just hilariously elevates this meaningless, awkward encounter to the level of some tragic romance coming to an end. And this is the final cathartic release. After all the panic, all the confusion, and the surreal escape, our protagonist is just left with pure, unfiltered frustration. It's the angry, deeply human response to a situation that has completely broken his brain.
So what does this wild 20-second journey really tell us? Well, beyond all the laughs, this little meme is a compact story about just how fragile our social contracts are and how we cope when they completely shatter.
So what it all boils down to is this: that feeling of shared anxiety? It's a universal language. The whole thing shows how we use humor as a release valve for social pressure and how our brains will literally invent surreal fantasies to escape situations we can't figure out. Every little piece, from a simple hey to the sound of a helicopter, builds this surprisingly complex story of social breakdown and, weirdly, recovery. The key takeaway is that when a social script breaks this badly, the only way out is to just abandon logic entirely.
And that's really what this meme leaves us with. It's not just funny, it's kind of a reflection of our own desire for some magical escape hatch from life's most awkward moments. So the final question is, if you had your own personal helicopter escape plan, when would you use it?